This is Top Preps Player Interviews by Sunil Sunder. Today, I'm happy to be speaking with Creighton Jones, a junior at Jones High School in Jones, Oklahoma, and a safety and slot wide receiver on the varsity football team. Once again, Creighton, thank you so much for the opportunity. Great to be speaking with you.
Thank you for having me.
Hey, congrats on your success on the football team. Can you talk about your junior year here? Successful season. Still have a game to play here upcoming on November 17th here, Creighton.
Yeah, it's been a quick season. It feels like it's just moved by so fast, and we've had a lot of success. In district we swept it, going 7-0, won that, and then out of district we went 1-2. But we also have probably the hardest out of district schedule out of any team in the state. And then last Friday, first round playoffs, we got a big win over Chisholm, 53-8. So now we're looking forward to Davis.
Yeah, this team has been a juggernaut all season long. I think scoring 50 points 4 times here. And then the defense again, just dominating. I mean, to see on both sides of the ball, it's got to be very rewarding here, Creighton.
Yeah, it is. It's very rewarding.
Heading into the season, what were the expectations for this team? Did you sense that this could be a championship caliber team here, Creighton?
Yeah, we figured we'd be going pretty deep because we returned a lot of seniors, and we're a very old team. We got juniors and seniors across the field, and we hope to make it to at least the semis, but we're looking forward to a state championship game this year.
That's great. It's outstanding to have that again, that experience factor, the upperclassmen, and then you have be able to teach the underclassmen as well the ropes. I'm sure that just being in that position again, you must flourish in that environment there as well, Creighton.
Yeah, we do. We have some underclassmen that are already stepping up and playing into the roles that they need to play, and it's very helpful for upcoming years.
Yeah, no, definitely. Hey, just talk about. In terms of what you bring to the table. Just on offense and defense. Just what you can do. You've been able to be a difference maker. I said impact the game in several different ways. Again, just being multi-dimensional, and again, doing whatever is necessary to help the team win as well.
Yeah, defensively, kind of a weapon. I play in coverage. They put me in the box, go downhill. I lined up at outside linebacker the first few games, and then moved back to safety. So they kind of just put me wherever we need a playmaker at, and I'll go do it. And then offensively, in the slot, they can throw me the ball, but I feel I'm more weapon. They put me in there to block, and it's a lot of big plays for our running backs and people carrying the ball. So
yeah, it's great. Okay, I have to ask you, any, from this season so far, I said you're not done, you're not finished at all, but any memorable moments that really stick out to you, I said from this year's season so far, Creighton?
probably Bethel. I was dropping into coverage, and the slot receiver ran a corner, and the QB, he like highballed it. I jumped up for it, and as soon as I got the ball in my hands, I got undercut, and I was like several feet in there and landed flat on my back. It kind of hurt.
Yeah,
It's probably
yeah.
better close.
Okay, that's great. Hey, I just, again, how the support from the coaches. I know the coaches make a big difference as well. Can you talk about that? I'm sure that's meaningful to you here as well.
Yeah, our coaches are very supportive. They when we mess up or do something wrong, they'll rip you right there, but then they also make it sure that they explain you like what you did wrong and like how to fix it and what you need to do next time. So it's nice having that out there on the field.
Yeah. To establish that winning culture and environment, I'm sure is critical in a football program. Here at Jones High School, that's, definitely, again, they've lived up to that billing. To be in that, moment here, these, past couple of years, and you still have another year to go. It's just got to be exhilarating here.
Yeah, we try to start as early as we can. So some of the kids that don't play baseball or basketball, they'll start in December, getting in the weight room, getting down for next year, and then it officially starts for all of us in spring. doing spring
Mhm.
ball, and we really hammer the weight room outside on the field doing agility drills and just all that building up over the summer and ready for that next year.
Yeah. I mean, it's truly 24/7, 365. I really don't think there's a day off. I mean, once you complete a season, several weeks later, not even that, you're back in the weight room and getting ready for I said the for the next season. And for you personally, you've been at camps in the summertime, showcases. I mean, I'm sure that's pivotal for you because it's helped you in terms of staying, in shape physically and also mentally. And as you can see, the results have panned out, very effectively this season for you, Creighton.
Yeah, it's very helpful that we do so much over the summer because it's like we can still get in the groove of having a football in our hands or like being a cleats out there and like getting that
Mhm.
work. Because if we don't, then you kind of go out there August and it's a fresh start and you're not used to it.
That's right. That's right. Hey, I know you provided some great notes and because and I can see you're a true student of the game. You're very meticulous about the way you go, just in terms of your preparation. I mean, I know some of the notes you jotted down about 2-point conversions, throwing, catching, snapping. I mean, a trick of all trades. I mean, to build up that skill set is not an easy, accomplishment. You really have to work at that over the years. And obviously, you've been playing the game of football for a long time. Talk about how, I mean, again, how much the attention to detail and just in terms of working on those skills, pretty much, every day and, said, during the course of the season.
Yeah, it's a long process because first it starts in practice and like earning the coach's trust. Like they gotta
Mhm.
trust me to go out there and do the job, and they have that trust. And then other than that, it's just small details we work on in practice, and then like the snaps or whatever. It's just things we like repeat over and over in practice and makes us so well at it.
Yeah. Hey, I wanted to ask you also, just in terms of preparing for the season, strength and conditioning, nutrition, rest and recovery. There's a lot that goes into that. Talk about, how you've been able to work, again, balance that out, work on those, said, I mean, in terms of, again, you take so much, physical punishment during the season. It's not easy, getting, back up on your feet and ready for the next game. But again, all that work, I'm sure, in the summertime, benefits you, during the course of the regular season, and of course here in the playoffs as well. Creighton.
Yeah, we have pretty good nutrition up there. Like during the summers, we'll have protein shakes, protein bars, and then every now and then we'll get breakfast or whatnot if we want it. And then during the season, we Thursday nights we'll have team dinner. We go to a church or some local spot and we eat together. And
Mhm.
then before film, we'll eat breakfast together. And if we lift in the morning, which we usually do 2, 3 times a week, they'll have something for us to eat. And it's always trying to fuel our body and like replenish those muscle
Yeah.
fibers that have been torn and whatnot.
Yeah, no, it's true. And I look, I was reading up on some of your stats online, which are again are phenomenal just in terms of running the 40-yard dash, benching, squatting. Talk about that. I mean, getting hitting the weights, getting into the gym. Again, building up that muscle, as well here, Creighton.
Yeah, it's a rough process in the summer. I mean, we
Yeah.
really we're moving a lot of weight. We're going fast, and rotations are going quickly. And
Hmm.
the guys at my rack, we do a really good job in the summers of pushing each other. So that's how I've been able to reach pretty good stats in the weight room.
Yeah, that's terrific. Hey, just talk about game day practices. Putting those pads on the number 17, Longhorns, jersey and helmet. It's got to be special. Like just in terms of you put so much work in during practice for the week, but then come Friday night lights or Saturday afternoon during the fall, um, that's when you definitely it becomes serious, but you truly embrace that because these are some of the best moments of your life, just in terms of being with your brothers in arms. But just describe those experiences here, Creighton.
Yeah, it's very electrifying. Like we have a tradition here. Friday mornings, we'll go up to the elementary school and we
Okay,
help the kids out the cars. We call it drop off, and
all
it's
right.
like because it kind of sets like a role model for those kids. Like they can look
Yeah.
forward to doing that. And then throughout the day, we wear our jerseys to school, and it's like you're just going to school wearing that jersey, you have something on the front of your chest to like look forward to, and then we get out there on that field and everything just your mind clears and you just get to play the game you love, and then later in the night you get the win, hopefully.
Yeah, it's truly an adrenaline rush as you take the field and the overall ambience of the environment. Just you have the fans, you have the cheerleaders, the band. I mean, just it's again something very unique. I'm sure for you, you definitely have been able to soak in those moments as well. Just again, if you could speak to that, Creighton.
Yeah, the moments are they're special. You only get a few of them. You only
Yeah.
play so many games in a year, and every time in warm-ups I'll be out there and it's just take a deep breath and soak it all in, and thank God that we get to do this and play the game we love.
Yeah, no, that's all right. I mean, I'm always curious from a athlete's perspective during the course of a game. What's filtering through their minds. As the action is taking place. The game moves at such a rapid pace. But during those times, maybe it's during a timeout or you're in the huddle. I mean, it just what are those I mean just in that moment, like what is again what is transpiring through your mind here, Creighton?
Probably just either thinking of like if it's a tough game or we need to make some adjustments, thinking of adjustments. But if not, I'm probably trying to clear my mind and like relax and get focused back in on the game.
Hmm. Hey, you're just not a football player. You're a multi-sport athlete, and that I think that again is so key. In terms of being a basketball player, running track and field. Again, it's just like year round, as I mentioned before and alluded to, the fact that you're staying in shape. Said tip top shape here, and being a point guard on the basketball team. You're the quarterback of the team. I mean, said everything runs through the point guard. Talk about those responsibilities, having those leadership qualities, Creighton.
Yeah, it's big responsibilities, especially heading into basketball this year. It's a new year. We have new coaching staff. We brought in new guys, and
Hmm.
we should do big things. We got a lot of juniors and seniors again. We're an old team there, but we also have some play from sophomores and freshmen. So, and we're just building that up, and hopefully we get to make a run at state tournament.
Yeah, I'm just wondering, like you go from one sport to another. It's got, again, it's not that is not, it said a walk in the park, but it said, you've been able to make the transition, seamlessly. Talk about that going, from of course fall to winter, and then eventually to the spring sports here, Creighton.
Football to basketball is probably the hardest transition because it's the
Hmm.
games are opposite and the workout like schedules are different. But I've just tried to get extra time in the on the court whenever I can, get my shot down, get the handle back, whatever.
Hmm.
And then basketball to track is it's not too bad. And I'm already in pretty good shape from basketball. Just get that feeling of running on the track again.
Yeah, no, definitely. And again, you've been able to excel on both the hardwood court and then on the track field. As said, it's got to see again. I'm sure for you, like uh, you've been able to rack up those accolades and those accomplishments, both in both sports. I mean, really to see it all come together, to fruition. Uh, for you, I mean, I'm sure, like, I said that you have another year left, but I mean, to have all this success by this stage, I mean, just talk about, that feeling here at Creighton.
It's a good feeling. And most of it doesn't come without support from coaches and players on my team. I mean, at the
Hmm.
end of the day, it's a team game, and those guys are going to
Yeah.
help me succeed. I'm going to help them succeed, and then the coaches are going to help us succeed. They're going to prepare us. They're going to do everything right. Then at the end of the day, it all comes from God and just His glory. So
Yeah. I'm wondering the first time you stepped onto, the field there at Jones High School and, put the jersey on, whether it was, of course, for football, then basketball, and then track and field. Just again, I mean that just had to be a surreal moment for you, but to see again where you've come from freshman year now here to your junior year, just tell everyone just what that meant to you as well.
yeah, it was a lot of growth. lot of growth like physically, but also mentally. I understand
Hmm.
the game more now just from the experience of
Yeah.
being out there so long and playing on the field and on the court. And if there's a big responsibility expecting me to be a leader these next few years and then also still produce, but it's a role that I'm glad to step into and hope we can succeed at.
Yeah, it's wonderful to hear. I don't think people understand truly the behind the scenes moments, in terms of the practices, the lifts, watching film, chucking up shots, in the gym, and then running, I think again, those are if people really would be able to dive into that, they would understand, how much sacrifice it takes, how much hard work, to have that work ethic here at Creighton.
Yeah, it's there's a lot that happens that people don't see, even in practice. I mean, we're getting at each other, we're arguing, we're fighting, we're doing whatever.
Hmm.
But at the end of the day, when it comes to game day, we're out there, we have each other's backs and we're flying around together and doing whatever it takes to get a win.
That's right. On the flip side, I wanted to go back to football, pivot back to that in terms of the road games. Those are some of the best times as well. Like, when you get on a bus, I said, and, you're going to, I said, opposing team's field, it's a hostile environment, but, you're locked in with your brothers, your coaches, really getting amped up for, I said, for the game, for the task at hand. I'm sure that those are some of again the best experiences, and you've just been able to cherish those as well here at Creighton.
Yeah, those are always fun experiences. It's
Yeah,
fun getting on the bus and listening to music and whatnot, talking with all the
yeah,
guys. And when we
yeah,
get there, it's immediately we lock in and mentality is by the end of the night, make the field ours and just overrun the stadium and play ball and do it well and hopefully get the win. So
yeah, yeah. That's fabulous to hear. Okay, as you know, it's just not being an athlete; it's being a student athlete. And again, you've definitely been able to go well above and beyond. I mean, just in terms of your work, I said in the classroom, 3.8 GPA. It's not easy to bounce out. I said, both academics and athletics, but you've done a phenomenal job. Just talk about just in terms of the organization and being able to separate, both the areas and again make it work. Again to your advantage here.
yeah, it's a lot of self discipline and like not get
Hmm.
like lack of focus and like get caught off track and whatnot. You really got to stay on top of it and like make sure after practice you set aside some time to do homework and then read or whatever and all that you need to do for your classwork. And that's what
Yeah.
I've done the past few years.
Yeah, I again because I mean so much time you dedicate towards practices, games, your individual workouts, and then you have to come back and that again pay attention to your academics, but again you've been able to meet those expectations. And I wanted to ask you about Jones High School, just in terms of the support from student body, from the administration, athletic department, for the football team these past couple of years here at Creighton.
Oh, it's the support's awesome. I mean, we get so many people out in the games on Friday nights and it's amazing. You look up in the stands and it's packed. You got people along the fence line next to the field and the end zones. It's
Hmm.
packed. The support's amazing from faculty, staff, students, even family members outside of the school. I mean,
Yeah.
the attention we draw on Friday nights just coming to the game is amazing, and it's always good to have their support.
Yeah, I don't want to leave out the community of said Jones, Oklahoma as well, because that's again essential as well. You need a strong support system in terms of family. I wanted to ask you how much they meant to you because I mean again I said you've been playing athletics for a long time. So what has that meant to you along this journey here, Creighton?
It means a lot. Both my parents have coached me practically until middle school when the high school coaches took over, and
Okay.
it's amazing. And I mean, they support me throughout the way, whether I do good or bad, and it's always good to have that kind of love. And now they just sit up in the stands and watch me and hope I do good. And it's amazing to see them up there on Friday nights when I can.
That's great. That is beautiful to hear. Hey, I said playing sports a long time, but per se, what for you? What are some of the intangibles that stand out about the game of football that really, like, that really make it, special to play and you come back year after year here, Creighton?
Uh, the fact that it's such a team game, like you have 11 people out there, and if one messes up, the play doesn't go well. So,
Hmm.
and that's
Hmm.
what we emphasize. Like, if you do your job and everyone else does their job, it's you. We're gonna have a good play, or we're gonna have a good game or practice, and that's what I love about the game. That it's so hard to be perfect or good at it that you
Yeah.
have to be like bang and hit on the minor details, and like all 11
Hmm.
people have to do their job every play to succeed.
Yeah, I mean, spot on just with that assessment. I think that really speaks to again what it takes to survive and just be able to perform again at such a high level. Hey, you've been able to utilize social media, and I know for athletes, it's really again important. It's so beneficial, in terms of Twitter/X, Instagram, but especially Huddle, you've been able to, as said, rely on. Talk about how much that has benefited you, here in terms of your, with athletics here and playing the game of football.
It benefits me a lot. I get a lot of exposure from it, whether it's camp invites or coaches ask me to go on a visit, game day visit,
Hmm.
or I mean, whatever it is, because I've been to so many camps just because a coach sees me on social media and he invites me
Yeah.
out there, or a game day visits or anything like that. And it's just amazing because, I mean, it's helped a lot in the recruiting and where I'm at
Hmm.
today. And I just thank God for it. And, it's a special moment, special thing to have.
Yeah, it's a true game changer. I think, a lot of people didn't realize again how much, this really again is so crucial in terms of, helping the athletes and, being able to, yeah, and you talk about, I mean, visiting the colleges, being exposed. I mean, those game day invites, I'm sure, you take in, I said that those games and, you see how amazing it is, just in terms of the fans and the games, played. But I'm sure that that's something you've been able to revel in. I had to ask you, just in terms of your hobbies, because you need all this pressure, all the you need something to like fall back on. So I know that some of your hobbies are fishing, reading the Bible, sports games, and spending time with family and friends. Being able to like step back and just clear your mind and enjoy those, as said, hobbies. That's gotta be again, that's gotta be helpful for you. It's just, just the fact that you can uh relax and just, de-stress as well.
Yeah, any chance I get to kind of step away from sports and like spend time with family or my girlfriend or her family,
Hmm.
it's really amazing because it kind of relaxes you. It takes your mind off things, takes your mind
Yeah.
off the stress and pressure from it.
Yeah.
And it's kind of helped where I'm at because it keeps you mentally stable and like
Hmm.
knowing what you're gonna do on the field if you can just take a break every now and then and like spend time with your loved ones.
Yeah. I again, I repeat it over and over. I don't think people understand, it's just not physically, but mentally. If you're not in tune, if you're not, there, like, just in terms of being sharp and ready for the tests that need to be, as said, accomplished, you're toast. I mean, you really, and it's a tough I mean, whether it's football, basketball, track and field, the wear and tear is there, and it just like it really can, again, take its toll. It can, really, knock you down, but it just obviously you've been able to overcome that. I mean, that's not easy with the challenges or the obstacles, with playing athletics.
Yeah, it's pretty hard to do to find that extra time with obviously being an elite team, we're asked to do a lot outside of just practice and film or
Hmm.
whatnot. So finding time to
Yeah.
set that aside is very good to do, and it's awesome because it's such a reliever and a stress reliever and pressure reliever and all that.
Yeah, no, it's great to hear. Hey, just a couple more left. I have to ask you. I wanted to about any particular players, college, NFL, that you pay close attention to, sort of try to take away maybe some of their tendencies, from the game and apply it to yours as well.
Um, a big player I like is Michael Parsons.
Yes.
I don't necessarily play the position that he does anymore, but the way
Hmm.
he attacks the game and he focuses on the minor details and he's always giving 100% effort, whether he's attacking the quarterback or dropping into coverage. And I just really admire that he just always going 100 miles an hour and like locked in on what he needs to do.
Yeah, no, that's great. And, and one thing that popped into my mind, just I might have asked you before, but wanted to be sure is that again, playing the safety and slot wide receiver, just what makes those positions so unique for you, just like that you enjoy playing them as well here at Creighton.
At safety, it's always fun to go attack the ball, dropping
Hmm.
into coverage and the quarterback throws it to your side and you just go attack the
Yeah.
ball. That's always what I love to do. And then
Hmm.
obviously coming downhill and making the big flashy hits every now and then it's fun. And
Yeah.
then offensively at receiver, I mean, receiver is just fun. You get the ball,
Yeah.
you run, elude the defenders, whatnot.
Yeah.
But I like blocking. It's because no one else does it. And like
Hmm.
that's what we've really hammered on this year is blocking on the perimeter. And it's just the running backs thank you so much. The quarterbacks do like
Yeah.
because it creates so much bigger plays for them down the field once they break the line of scrimmage and whatnot, get past the linebackers. And it's just a lot more success when we block on the perimeter.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I think people tend to overlook, I said those skills as well. Hey, I think before, definitely before you get the final word and message here, Creighton, you talked about working with kids, and again, I think that's just, uh, tremendous what you've been able to do. But I think you're in a perfect spot here to offer some much needed advice and message for the younger kids and athletes out there. Because again, there is so much pressure. It's so competitive out there, and obviously you're right in the thick of it. So, what would you say to the kids out there if they were to watch this interview, just in terms of trying to um, move up the ladder in athletics and just try to find their passion? Because obviously you have that drive and passion here as well.
I'd say a lot of it comes in the off season. That's probably the most important part of the year. That's where I grew so much. I went from being
Mhm.
like 160 pounds in freshman year, and now I'm like 190, 195. So I
Mhm.
think that's the most important part of the season, just growing in the off season, physically growing your body, and then mentally understanding the game better, learning it, and getting all the things you need to know about the game. I think that's the most important part about it, and that's what I'd like to leave to the younger kids.
Yeah, it's a sound advice. Yeah, 6'4", 190, and you're still growing. I mean, it's that's great to see. I mean, you've been able to increase, the size and your weight here, and of course your speed. Hey, Crane, well deserved. You get the final word and message here for family, friends, teammates, and coaches on the Jones High School said varsity football team, the basketball team, track and field, and the community of Jones, Oklahoma. And the floor is yours, Crane.
Yeah, I like to thank my coaches and my teammates. They all push me hard and I push them back. That's how we become so great. That tough love and that like accountability. I like to thank them for that. And then I thank my parents. Obviously, I can't do anything without them. They get me to and from places. They get me on interviews like these. I want to thank you for getting me out here on this interview. And I think the community. I mean, their support is it's like no other. I mean, it's so special having that many people behind you on the field of Friday nights ready to back you up and like rooting for you. And then most importantly, probably thank God. I mean, obviously without him, I'm not here. And I just want to thank him for getting me this far down the road.
Well said. Hey, a true honor and privilege being able to speak with you, Creighton. I said again, congrats on your success on the varsity football team, basketball team, and track and field. You're not done, as said, this season with the football season. So wishing you, I said all the best there. Here in the state playoffs, and looking forward to seeing what you do not only now, but of course in your senior year at Jones High School.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.